We do have a special guest in the studio, our statistician, Ben Underwood. Welcome back to the
Thank
studio.
you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Big welcome. We've been wanting to beat you up for quite some time.
I know it.
The stats.
I know.
Do you agree with them?
No, and I will say it has, for this tournament specifically,
right.
They have put a lot of weight on the current points. I remember, I think it was after round 2, Rui Yang was leading by a half point, and it has her at 65. My model has her at 65% chance to win the tournament. That seems a little bit high. And now she's only a half point behind, and she's at 4%. So
that seems way too low.
It seems way too low, but you know the numbers always work out the way that they do. I would definitely put her higher right now, but you never know what's going to happen.
So tell us, Ben, what is it exactly what data do you use to make these predictions?
Sure, I use head-to-head performance, I use recent performance in tournaments, and then I also use a combination of different rating systems that are out there. They have the URS ratings, they have FIDE Classical, they have USCF for this specific tournament, and I will do a combination of all of those together to give them a final rating and then put those head-to-head on the Larry Kaufman equation and then simulate the tournaments.
And you have somebody like Megan who's coming out of the blue. She's just gained 200 rating points. How does her meteor-like rise impact your models?
It definitely impacts it because even halfway through the tournament, I will put the current tournament performance into the model as well. So now it's looking, oh my gosh, you know, she's performing so well. And now she's a favorite to win games that maybe pre-tournament she wasn't.
And you just saw that Megan Paragua, she started the event with like a 6% chance of winning. But again, she comes with this 200 rating point gain in the last 12 months, and your model says, oh, I mean, you know, like, how good is she?
Incredible, and that's definitely a factor that goes into the model. I would say even with the combination of factors that were in there, had she not had that pre-tournament 200-point rating gain, it may even have had her lower than that 6%. So it's very cool to see a couple of these juniors maybe outperform what their ratings are telling them and do so well.
Right.
Ben, is there any difference, the statistics you pull for this event compared to other events that you worked on?
Yes. So for other events, I look a lot at the actual games. So openings, how much time people are thinking. But for the juniors specifically, I love to look at ratings and look into how they're gaining rating points, how they may be losing rating points for things like that. So, you know, I think about the juniors right now. We have Mishra, Andy, Brewington kind of at the top, really gaining a lot of rating.
Right.
If you look at the ratings since they crossed 2,000 initially, Mishra, youngest grandmaster of all time, incredible, you know, a true prodigy. And then you compare him with the rating increase that Andy's done. Andy is rising at a faster level than Mishra right now. And so Mishra, you know, has been, I think it's about 8 years since he first crossed 2,000. It's only been 5 for Andy, and he's, you know, gaining so quickly. So it's cool to look at those differences in the girls and in the juniors since they just so rapidly gain points, and to try to look and see who may be super GM or who may be a really high performer.
Ben, you had prepared a special graph for
I did.
your interview. We're going to bring up that graph. You're going to explain it to us.
Yes. Here is a graph that completely stumps me. I cannot explain
what
it
are we
whatsoever.
looking at? What
You're
are we
looking at the average rating of the fields since 2021 for the juniors and the girls on the lower line and the juniors on the upper line. And if you look at the patterns right there, they seem to be correlated, and the average ratings are going across the graph at the same pace. They're up and down
for both tournaments.
Could be a pure coincidence.
It could be a pure coincidence, and that's actually my hypothesis right now, just anecdotally. Is it a pure coincidence, or do we need a few more years of looking at the data to see why this might be happening? You know, I think of 2023. Carissa and Alice were in that field, so maybe that's a huge rating for girls, but I don't know.
But it's not enough data because you're only going back a few years. I would assume it would be completely linear, and that you know, every generation, 25 years, every generation, the average rating's getting higher and higher. Each generation, in my view, is getting stronger than the previous generations that are being replaced.
That's why it's surprising, right, that there's a dip every other year.
There is this kind of zip and zag.
Yes, and for other rating studies that I've done, what you're saying is completely correct. There is a rating inflation, as you know, in these specific sections, and it kind of follows a typical logistic regression curve where it was very high from the 1800s into the 2000s, and now it's beginning to plateau a little bit, which is why we might see, you know, some of those zigzag into the smaller clusters of years.
Levon said it wasn't rating inflation, it was people like me that was creating rating deflation. I was sitting on my rating, and I should put my rating back into the swimming pool so everybody could take rating points away from me. A quick question.
Sure.
Was there an event where your model was absolutely right on and you kind of walked around like, you know, the man of the town for a week? And was there an event where the model was just absolutely, bizarrely, strangely off?
Yes, both of those. Actually, beginning of 2024, I think we had 5 events in a row where my model correctly predicted the outcome and the winners.
Let me write that down. I'm going to go to Poly Market. We got to talk about the upcoming Grand Chess Tour.
The one I'm probably most proud of is, you know, beginning 2024, Fabiano had just gotten done crushing classical games, crushing everything, and it predicted that Levon was going to beat him in the American Cup in the Rapid, and that Levon would come through and win that entire American Cup. So that was one that shocked me, and then it was pretty cool to watch that happen.
And it went like a zipper. It happened just as predicted. Wow.
And then one that was really bad was Poland this year. It had Firouzja, just overall favorite, and it would not give up Firouzja as those days went on. I think you all might remember.
Right.
And it was like, Firouzja's gonna win, and he ended up performing really poorly, and you know, that one was pretty embarrassing to watch the statistics be so wrong. But you know, it's so cool to see, you know, how I can improve my model and see, you know, which I get right and wrong.
Ben, we have a lot of fun with your statistics. We poke you hard,
yes,
but deservingly so, of course. But thank you so much for all the work you do. I mean, really, it makes it enjoyable, and it's nice. It's nice.
Thank you for explaining how it all works.
Yes, thank you all for having me on. I always enjoy it.
Absolutely, thank you. And we're going to go to the game of Kirk versus